Shalom, shalom, my little friends. Before I go to work, seriously, going right along with this, the iniquity of the fathers. Let's just read Zechariah chapter 1. In the 8th month, in the 2nd year of Darius, came the word of Yahuwah the Lord unto Zechariah, the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo the prophet, saying, Yahuwah the Lord hath been sore displeased with your fathers. Therefore say thou unto them, Thus saith Yahuwah the Lord Zavod of hosts, Turn ye unto me, saith Yahuwah the Lord Zavod of hosts, and I will turn unto you, saith Yahuwah the Lord Zavod of hosts. That's important that he keeps saying that. The specific Yahuwah the Lord Zavod of hosts. For be ye not as your fathers, unto whom the former prophets have cried, saying, Thus saith Yahuwah the Lord Zavod of hosts, Turn ye now from your evil ways and from your evil doings. But they did not hear, nor hearken unto me, saith Yahuwah the Lord. Your fathers, where are they? Your fathers, where are they? Where are they? Where are they at? And the prophets, do they live forever? But my words and my statutes, which I command my servants, the prophets, did they not take hold of your fathers? And they returned and said, like as Yahuwah the Lord Zavod of hosts thought to do unto us, according to our ways and according to our doings, so hath he dealt with us. Upon the 24th day of the 11th month, which is the month of Sebet, in the 2nd year of Darius came the word of Yahuwah the Lord unto Zechariah the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo, the prophet, saying, I saw by night, and behold, a man riding upon a red horse, and he stood among the myrtle trees that were in the bottom, and behind him were there red horses, speckled and white. Then said I, O Yahuwah my Lord, then said I, O my Lord, what are these? And the angel that talked with me said unto me, I will show thee what these be. And the man, so that's not the Lord. I messed up and said, I read it wrong. He's talking to the angel. Verse 10. And the man that stood among the myrtle trees answered and said, These are they whom Yahuwah the Lord has sent to walk to and fro through the earth. And they answered the angel of Yahuwah the Lord that stood among the myrtle trees, and said, We have walked to and fro through the earth, and behold, all the earth sitteth still, and is at rest. Then the angel of Yahuwah the Lord answered and said, O Yahuwah the Lord Zavod of hosts, how long wilt thou not have mercy on Jerusalem, and on the cities of Judah, against which thou hast indignation these 70 years? And Yahuwah the Lord answered the angel that talked to me with good words and comfortable words. Now let's stop there. It says, now this is the horses that are in Revelation. Is it Revelation chapter 6? It talks about the horses. The white horse, the black horse, the red horse, the white, the gray, grizzled horse. These are those horses. It says right here that Yahuwah the Lord is the one who sent them to and fro. And they have made everything quiet and still. They've made everything quiet and still. Why? Because so much sorrow, so much death. Nobody's got any excitement about nothing around because they're sad. Like, there is so much destruction. Deaths are happening constantly. They're seeing it. You know, there's no joy in people's hearts because there's constant death. Death of joy is gone. And I'm talking about right here. You know, what these horses, these men that ride on these horses, what they come to do. The reason why people start warring, you know, son is fighting with father and daughter is turned against mother, and it's because of what these horses have come to do. They've come to take peace upon the earth. You know, they came to take peace away from the earth. They've come to bring death. They've come to bring pestilence. You know, there's just different things that these horses come to do. And everything they come to do, the more that they do, the more sorrow that's going to be about. There's going to be no more joy. You can't look at something and be like, oh, yay, that's exciting, you know, happy, because there's so much sorrow. Peace will be taken off the earth. Whoa, that's heavy. You know, peace, shalom. Where were we? Verse 12, the angel of the Lord Sabaoth, how long wilt thou have mercy? And Yahuwah the Lord said, okay, comfortable words. Verse 14, so the angel that communed with me said unto me, cry thou, saying, thus saith Yahuwah the Lord Sabaoth, I am jealous for Jerusalem and for Zion with great jealousy, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. For I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah the Lord, I am returned to Jerusalem with mercies. My house shall be built in it, saith Yahuwah the Lord Sabaoth of hosts, and a line shall be stretched forth upon Jerusalem. He's talking to Jerusalem. He doesn't say the Jews and the Gentiles. He doesn't say, the nation of America and all these other nations. He doesn't name the certain nations off. He's talking to Jerusalem. He's talking about Jerusalem. So that means that you were part of Jerusalem, because this is what Jesus came and done. Yahushua Jesus came and did so much of the revealing, the joy, the peace, the shalom, the covering, the understanding of the Holy Spirit, wind and breath. This is what Jesus came and done. May help us to understand that it is no Jew or Gentile, that we are the same family of the same body. The Jews, those priests, they were seriously making it seem as though there was a separation, and there is no separation. If you turn to Yahuwah's laws, his 10 commandments, his ways, his word, if you turn to them, you are part of his body, his nation, his people of Jerusalem. You are no longer of the Gentile or the other nations. No longer. Praise Yahushua Jesus. 17. Cry yet, saying, thus saith Yahuwah the Lord Sabaoth of hosts, my cities through prosperity shall yet be spread abroad, and Yahuwah the Lord shall yet comfort Zion, and shall yet choose Jerusalem. Then lifted I up mine eyes, and saw, and behold, 4 horns. And I said unto the angel that talked with me, what be these? And he answered me, these are the horns which have scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem. And Yahuwah the Lord showed me 4 carpenters, builders. 21, then said I, what come these to do? And he spake, saying, these are the horns which have scattered Judah, so that no man did lift up his head, but these are come to fray them, to cast out the horns of the Gentiles, which lifted up their horn over the land of Judah to scatter it. This whole chapter we just read is talking about the iniquity of the fathers. They have fell to this iniquity. What we were reading in 2 Chronicles 26, he sold his people out. He sold Jerusalem out. He started building high towers and high towers, he started building towers in the corner gate. These things that Jerusalem, these kings, these rulers brought upon Jerusalem, she fell to these sins. Her children fell to these sins. These are the iniquity of the fathers. Here, Zechariah 2, this is exactly what he's talking about, the iniquity of the fathers. And look at, he brings up, when he starts talking about the horns, he brings up the Gentiles. Not just the Gentiles, but the horns of the Gentiles. To cast out the horns of the Gentiles. So whatever the horns of the Gentiles are, so that means that this beast that rises, we got a horn right here, horns of the Gentiles, not just a horn, but horns of the Gentiles. That has scattered Judah, Gentiles just scattered Judah, 4 horns. Now, verse 8. Now, is this all 4 of these horns? In verse 18, are all 4 of these horns of the Gentiles? Because he does say, cast out the horns of the Gentiles. Or do these horns belong to someone else? Another nation? Interesting. Because it says in verse 19, and the angels talked to me, what be these? And he answered with me, these are the horns which have scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem. And he showed him 4 carpenters. And then he brings up Judah. These are the horns which have scattered Judah, so that no man did lift up his head, but these are come to fray them, to cast out the horns of the Gentiles, which lifted up their horn over the land of Judah to scatter it. Okay, so, I'm not sure. Are all 4 horns the Gentiles? Or is just one horn the Gentiles? I'd love to hear y'all's comments on that one for sure. But no matter what, we see that during this iniquity of the fathers, the fathers that sold their children out, our Father is jealous. Our Father, Yahusha, He's jealous. Verse 14, He's a jealous Yahuwah, the Lord God Almighty. And He's going to take vengeance. All these false gods, these fallen angels that have gotten these people to fall worship to them, He's taking vengeance. And apparently the Gentiles are part of His vengeance. He's using the Gentiles to come against the children of Judah. So they're a part of His judgment. You are His child. You are not under His wrath. These that He's talking about here, they're under His wrath. If you have been given any light of truth, any understanding, the promises that are given in just Zechariah chapter 1, the promises of the comforting that is yours. That's your promises. Your covering, your comforting. He has opened your eyes up to the light of the truth, that you were part of the body of the Messiah, of the children of Yahushua Jesus. Your mother is Jerusalem, and the Gentiles are part of His judgment toward Judah, and maybe even toward Judah or Israel and Jerusalem. Either way, the Gentiles are part of the judgment, part of His wrath. Because right here He says He is very jealous. I am jealous for Jerusalem and for Zion. Why is He jealous? Because they have sold themselves and their children. They have sold their children to these heathen nations. The iniquity of the fathers. It's been going on a long time, my friends. America, on the back of the dollar bill, it does not say in Jesus we trust. It says in God we trust. What God did they worship? It's not Jesus. That name is very powerful. Jesus alone, the name is powerful. Y'all have a blessed day in the name of Yahusha. Thanks so much for listening.